Yes. Will you deliver the PDP to the president, to President Tinubu in 2027?
Why?
I know you are not an APC member, but will you deliver?
Who is Tinubu other than me? Why are you asking me that kind of?
Because you are still a member.
You know why you shouldn't ask me that question? In 2023, I stood firm that I was not going to support the PDP presidential candidate.
Who is Tinubu other than me? Or did he want to say, who is Tinubu without me? And he quickly recovered. You see, Wike is always brash, very arrogant, always bragging. However, let's give him the benefit of doubt that what he wanted to say was that Tinubu wasn't the deciding factor. That's his personality. That his deciding factor to support him in 2023 was Atiku's audacity to contest when a fellow northerner, Muhammadu Buhari, was about to complete his 8 years in office. In other words, it means that even if it wasn't Tinubu that was on the ballot in 2023, any other southerner for that matter, Wike would have supported that person just because he believes in rotation of power between the north and the south. So let's give him the benefit of doubt. But when you look at the real statement, who is Tinubu without me, it still holds true. And as someone that likes to brag, likes to express his power so that people around him will give him that respect. People around him will continue flocking to him to seek favors. He wants to show people that he has power. Yes, Wike rigging Rivers State election in favor of Tinubu and APC in 2023 actually contributed in a significant way to Tinubu being declared the winner. If you look at the 2023 presidential elections as announced by INEC, P2B actually won 13 states, that's including FCT. And going by the Supreme Court judgment, they have made FCT a state. So going forward in presidential elections, we now count FCT as a state. So without Wike rigging Rivers presidential election results to the favor of APC and Tinubu, P2B would have ended up winning 13 states, and it would have been very difficult for INEC to declare someone that won 12 states winner when P2B won 13 states. They would have faced more constitutional crisis. So the election would have likely ended up in a runoff or maybe declared inconclusive. Of course, these guys don't play by the rules. They do whatever they like. And they have the judiciary in their pocket to justify and legitimize everything they do. This is the danger Nigerians now face. However they want to interpret the laws, the judiciary arm will back them up. Yes. Many Nigerians see the administration as being illegitimate because of the many constitutional breaches, the hoops and hops the judiciary had to conjure in order to bring them to power. So imagine how Nigerians will see them if they declared him winner despite winning only 11 states when other candidates won 13 and 12. So it would have been worse for them. And it's not as if the situation is not already very low for them. INEC declared him winner despite not meeting the threshold of what the constitution refers to as majority, especially when more than 2 candidates are in the contest. So he's running a minority government after winning fewer votes than the rest. And despite all this, he's punishing Nigerians. It's not as if he has the mandate of the majority of Nigerians. As if all that wasn't enough, they continue to push dangerous propaganda to justify their impunities and illegalities. This is the first time in Nigeria's history, or maybe since the Fourth Republic, that party members from the opposition openly declare support for the party in power. It has never happened before, even during Obasanjo's administration. So this is a huge problem for Nigeria's democracy, and Wike continues to add insult to injury. He keeps holding press conferences where he insults whoever he wishes, and now it seems he has turned the insult on Tinubu himself. Imagine saying, "Who is Tinubu?" Also, Nigerians mustn't fail to blame the governors who are already declaring support for the worst administration in Nigeria's history. Midway to 2027, they don't even know if they will survive this year or 2026, not to talk of 2027. These people are supposed to make sure they deliver good governance to their people. All they care about is their selfish interest because they are afraid they might be rigged out if they recontest in 2027. That's why they are already declaring support for the worst government in Nigeria's history. Nigerians need to understand what this means. Democracy is dying or already dead. When governors no longer believe that delivering good governance and dividends of democracy to the people must guarantee their re-election, that all they need is to pledge loyalty to Tinubu and the people in power, and their re-election is guaranteed. So you can understand where this is going. They want to turn Nigeria to a one-party state. Mighty PDP being turned to nothing just because of transactional politics, just because of selfishness of Nigerian politicians. They don't care about good governance. Good governance no longer matters. Yes, and if it no longer matters, all these governors need to do is to loot the treasury of their states as much as they can. After all, they've pledged loyalty to the people in power. EFCC can never come after them. They've joined the cult. They've become practically untouchable even if they leave power. So it is very dangerous for Nigeria's growth and development.
Wallahi sai mutanen arewa sun gane, sun yi ma kansu karatun tanasu, sun kwaci kansu da kansu. Su kiyaye mayaudaran 'yan siyasa. Su kiyaye abubuwan da zai raba kansu.
While some are pledging loyalty to APC and Tinubu, some are leaving the party after realizing their mistakes. Dr. Hakeem BabaAhmed is the elder brother of Yusuf Dati BabaAhmed. He recently resigned his position as a political advisor to Shetima. He granted this interview in Hausa where he said that if he reveals what he saw with his eyes while serving as a political advisor under this administration, that Nigerians will marvel. He said a lot of things, but the main issue here is, why do people always take up political appointments, even if the people they want to take that appointment from, the government they want to serve, are being led by dubious people? This man was a permanent secretary in the civil service more than 20 years ago. He has the experience. It's not as if he's poor. No, not by any means. He schooled abroad, went to prestigious universities. Why did he choose to rubbish his reputation? When you serve dubious administrations, especially like this one, you only end up rubbishing what is left of your reputation. Now he has left, they will start saying, he's frustrated, he's this, he's that. After all, why are you criticizing the government you served? All that. He should have continued playing the opposition by the side. After all, he criticized Buhari for years and nothing has changed. It is the same APC still running the show since 2015. So did he really believe that something good will come out of this administration? That belief drove his conviction to join and serve as a political advisor to them? This is why many Nigerians don't take many Nigerian politicians seriously, because they don't seem to have principles. It's always about them, about their selfish interest, about getting into government, about all that. It is never about national interest. There's no way they can convince Nigerians that they didn't know ab initio that nothing good will come out of an administration being led by Tinubu. His antecedents are there for everyone to see. They can't say they just knew him yesterday. No, they knew all that. It was all about selfish interests. Let their interests be covered. Let them have that access to power. But now the administration has failed woefully. It is affecting the North because they have more poor people, obviously. Of course, there is genuine reason to oppose this administration, despite the fact that they enabled the administration to come to power. That's why the narrative APC people are spreading is gaining ground. They're saying Northerners are always active when a Southerner is president, that they never say anything when a fellow Northerner is in power. Not that Hakeem BabaAhmed didn't criticize Buhari when he was in power, no. He was always on TV, talking about his failures, talking about terrorism in the North, but the consistency needs to be there. How in the world did he join a new administration under the same APC? And the worst part is, without seeing anything positive, at least he should have given them 1 year to see, now it's time for me to join. I've seen something positive from them. We are now like minds. Let me join them to contribute my quota to the development of the country. But no, he just jumped at the first opportunity to serve in an administration he knew nothing about. Or maybe he knew, but he just wanted to serve, to be in power, to have that access. So this is the problem. Also, the lack of consistency is why they are now pushing it as if it is North versus South. And it is gaining ground in the South. All these southern governors of PDP extraction that are declaring support for Tinubu, don't you think they have influence over their people? Even if they want to rig the election in Tinubu's favor across the South, these governors working for him will enable the rigging perfectly. Yes. In 2023, Tinubu didn't win his region, which is the South, like all other presidents in the past. Now they want to make sure he wins the South. When Buhari was declared winner in 2015, he won the Northern region. He delivered most of the states, even against Goodluck Jonathan in 2011. So now they have pitched it as if it is North versus South, that Northerners are attacking him just because he's a Southerner, not focusing on the real issues. Northerners are attacking him. Yes, all the failed policies are affecting everyone, including Northerners and Southerners. But because of politics, they've now pushed it as an agenda that these guys up north always recover their voice whenever a Southerner is in power. They use the example of Goodluck Jonathan as if it wasn't the same Tinubu and most Southerners that worked against him to enable Buhari to come to power. So Nigerians must distinguish between all this. They must understand the real enemy, not just focusing on the fact that politics is tribal, that Northerners feel they own this country, all that rhetoric. No, everyone must recognize the real enemy. If you don't recognize the real enemy and choose to play politics, you will have yourself to blame at the end of the day. Thanks for watching.